We're going to do 6.2. This is more on trig equations. Thank you. We'll be doing only part of this section. What we are going to be dealing with is the trig functions like secant, cosecant, and cotangent. Basically, you do the same thing as you did before. There's only one extra step. The extra step is to flip it into its evil twin before you find it on the chart. Okay, and the other thing we're going to deal with is things like sine squared theta. So the extra step here is after you isolate, well, sine squared, cosine squared, tangent squared, etc. You should be able to do the other ones. After you isolate the trig function, take the square root of both sides. Don't forget to put plus or minus. And before we were only getting 2 answers, now these ones will give you 4 answers, generally speaking, for most of them, like 99% of the time. So we'll do an example of each one. So an example of the first one could be square root of 2 cosecant theta plus root 2 equals 0. This should be plus 2 equals 0. So we want to isolate the cosecant, so we subtract 2. That gives us 2 cosecant theta equals negative 2. And then what? Divide by root 2, because we want to get cosecant alone. Make sure everyone is paying attention. Okay, so when you have this, now we have to do that extra step. It's to flip it into its evil twin before you look for it on the chart. So, what's the evil twin of cosecant? Sine. So we say sine theta equals negative root 2 over 2. Since it's negative sine, which quadrants is it going to be in? P and C, good. So 3 and 4. Now we're going to find it in degrees and in radians. Because it wants to know when is sine negative. Sine's negative when it's not here and when it's not here. So these 2 quadrants. So I'm going to look for it on the chart. On the chart, when is sine root 2 over 2?
Oh, 45.
45, and what's the radian measurement? Pi over 4. Now, before when we were doing positives, we would just put that in as one of the answers, but that's not going to work this time because now I'm in quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. These are in quadrant 1. How do I get degrees in quadrant 3?
180 minus.
Close. 180 plus. So half a circle.
Wait, are we in second?
Plus 45 thirds.
Oh, never mind.
And that will give us 225. And how do I get it in quadrant 4? 360, what? Minus 45, and that gives us 315. So this is quadrant 3. This is quadrant 4. Now in radians, remember we said we'll just list them. I'll make it easy. Pi over 4, 2 pi over 4. When do I stop?
You get the 2 pi.
And when is 2 pi for here?
8 over 8 pi over 2.
Good, 8 pi over 4.
Right, yeah.
After I list them, what do I do? So do I cross out the first? Second? Third?
Do you need to cross out if you don't?
Fourth? Fifth? Sixth? Seventh? Last one? Okay, so I'm looking for quadrants 3 and 4. That would be the last two.
5 pi.
So 5 pi over 4 and 7 pi over 4.